What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna be showing you how to make an UNC type beat, so the neo soul boom bap type of thing. We're gonna be diving into it. You saw the preview. 75 BPM is what we want. Okay, so we're gonna start with our Rhodes, and I have everything marked here for you: Rhodes, E-piano, etc. All right, you can use whatever sound you want as long as it's the same type of sound. So for our chords, this is the first bar. Now, typically, typically your chords will be like this in regular, like if we were at like 140 or something, right? So what we would do is now we're just gonna shrink it down. That's pretty much what we're gonna do, so that everything's on beat. So for the first chord, all you need to do, the only thing you need to worry about is seventh chords or more. So what does that mean? Just put 4 notes at once. So 4 notes playing at the same time, you'll get your 7th note. Or they have a bunch of tools in here you can play with too, but that's pretty much it, right? And if you want to make it a major, you just take these two, pull it up, right? And there's other stuff you could do here, but that's all we really need here. So last thing you'll need to do is we're going to zoom in and we're going to highlight these. We're going to hold Alt and Shift and just drag them a bit and drag them a bit, just so they kind of strum. Okay, make them a little bit more realistic. And then from here, I'm gonna just give you a trick, and this will bypass music theory. Now, I know it's gonna make a lot of people mad that I just said that, but it will. So we're gonna take this, make this a major, and all we're gonna do is just go up. Just listen to it. So we can start here. I like that. I'm gonna use that, and just pick chords that you like. I like that one, so I'm gonna use that. So what I'm gonna do is actually add some rhythm to this now. We're gonna go ahead and, like, right here. I know the grid is a little weird, but let's move it like so. Okay. And I think we can even strum this a little bit more. Okay. And now we're just gonna make a little melody. And I'm not gonna mess with velocity too much in this video. I'll probably do it off camera, but you know, actually let's make this play a little longer. So what we're gonna do now is make a little top melody, and this doesn't need to be crazy. Just pull that up an octave. Okay, just pull that note up, and then we're just gonna do like something like this. Let's just see what rhythm we got. And then I'm gonna come back to this note. This grid is really bothering me. I'm gonna see, kind of. All right. Let's pull it down an octave, and then we're just gonna copy it over. And that's pretty much what we're gonna run with. I'll probably adjust it a little bit, but this is pretty much all we're gonna do. And then for this over here, we're gonna need something to go into this. Let's pull this over, and we do this. Perfect. All right, there we go. So now just move this over, and pretty much good to go. And we can add like a little something right here. And I'm gonna try my best to keep it in screen, because I know it's a lot of white notes everywhere. But let's take this, and actually let's take this here, make it simpler, and then we'll just add this. Okay, and then copy it. And then all we're gonna do now is just take, well, is that, I feel like that might be too much. Now let's do like something like this. Sorry, I don't want to bounce around everywhere, but then maybe this will be better. All right, just using my ear, and this should be good. It should be. Let me see. Perfect. All right, there we go. Perfect. Now I'm not gonna mess with the velocity too much, but just a quick rundown. Basically, the higher note I would play. So let me show you right here. So the lower note I would lower for the velocity, and the higher note I would go up. So this is typically how I would do it. Or you could do it opposite. It doesn't really matter. You see, it's two different sounds. It's up to you. I'm just keep it how it is. I'll probably edit the velocity afterwards. But this is our melody. All right, so now what we're gonna go ahead and do is do a little bit of layering. I know there's a lot of instruments, but trust me, it's gonna be a lot simpler from here on out. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Next, we're gonna go ahead and copy this melody to our piano and organ. So we'll just copy it like so, boom. So let's do the organ first real quick. So I'll just mute this, and this is what it sounds like now. So I want to oversimplify this, so we're just going to delete a lot of these little notes here. And let's make it a little bit longer. And this is just to add layering, right? Now for this one, so this piano, okay, this is the swimming EP. This is the rotary org and the blend piano, if you have Xenology. But the sound doesn't matter too much as long as you have like the type. So you can use any VST. So all we're gonna do with this one is, let's change the color. Okay, so we can change the color. So we're just gonna add to this. So I'm gonna go in here and just kind of just throw in some notes. I'll do one, and then I'll just go through it. You just like fast forward it, but. Ooh, I kind of like that. I'm gonna actually use that for all of these. I like that. So I'm gonna use that for the rest of these too, actually. So I'm gonna actually copy this here. I just want to see what it sounds like. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. All right, so there's a little edit. Let's go back here. And then now. And then we just add like a little melody. I don't know why it's not copying. There we go. Again, I'll probably fix this off screen, but. And then, yeah, so what I'm gonna do now is pretty much just go through all of this and I'm just gonna, you know, copy it and do the other part, and then we'll come back. So I'm gonna do that. All right, so here is the melody. I just had to listen to it real quick. So I'm gonna tell you right now, editing the velocity will make this come alive, but that'll take way too much time. So it's gonna sound a little like robotic. But just keep that in mind, that editing the velocity is what makes it sound way better. But let's listen to it. And I probably should at least turn that up. Okay, so we're nerfed a little bit, but that's okay. So that is kind of the layers, and now everything else is going to be pretty easy. Let's go ahead and go through some of these little accents and stuff like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and knock out all the rest of the sounds that we have here. We'll do the bass separately, but I think like these strings and stuff, like it's pretty easy. So for the strings, usually just one line. So it'll be something. Oops, let me change this back. So yeah, just something like that. And turn it down, of course. And then we'll still a little too loud. Maybe we could turn it down a little bit here. Okay, then we have a little chimes here. And we just put this on C and just let this play throughout. All right, pretty simple. And then we have this little wah thing. So I noticed they have like this little wah. So I chose this one, but this isn't the one you would use. It would be more like a guitar one, but I couldn't find a guitar one that sounded good. So I just picked something that was smooth. So typically where you would actually put these is one, I guess you would, here, I'll just, let me make this a lot smoother to look at. So you put it one beat after the first bar. So, and it would be like kind of a stab almost. But again, we have to, you know, you're not playing the actual instrument. So it'll be something like this. And that's pretty much how you would play it. So let me actually adjust this. Let's do. And then let's turn this up. Because we can't do the real sound, so we kind of have to just do a smoother sound. So it still works. I don't know if I like that. That still sounds way better, honestly, but I kind of wanted to make it the same as this, but maybe we could move this up. Let's see. Nah, I mean, this is, that sounds better. So we'll use that. And then we could throw in like a little something here, like, let's go half beat. I know these are super small to see, but try to. Here, let's copy this to the bell real quick and see. Let's turn it down. All right, I think that worked out, whatever. I wanted to do something else for the bell, but it is what it is. So that's everything. Now, of course, we have to, since we're not going to be messing with the velocity, it's going to sound flat, I guess you could say. Right, like obviously you can hear it, right? But then we got this, so I need to really. And this is why the velocity is important. I'll do a little bit of like mixing just off, but let's go ahead and add our bass now. Now, finally, we get to do the bass. So we're just using the Boo bass, simple stuff here. So with this, we could just follow our bass line. So, and then after you do that, pretty much, oops, all you're gonna do is, let's do like this. Just add some little, like, just think real funky, like, you know, I mean, you know the styles, right? You don't want to overdo it, but I think like on the second part, you can kind of do a little bit more. So like, let me show you what I mean. So it's a little too much. If you want to offset, you could too, like just a little bit. All right. And then like right here, you could do like a little double tap. You know, if you want to mess with velocity, you can. And I will probably offset this a bit. It's too much. Stuff like that. And then maybe even like right here, do some taps. Oops. And then maybe like, it's a little weird, but and then we could do another one right here. I'm trying to just and yeah, let's just copy this over and then just add a little some at the end. Let me think. Maybe some with here though. Let's listen to it first. And obviously we can't bend it and stuff like that, but it's good enough. So let's listen to it, make sure it's all clean. I like it. Okay, obviously, like I said, what's gonna make or break like stuff like this, more like soulful stuff, is the velocity. Okay, like it just is, but I don't have time to just do every single one, so we just gotta do the bare bones. Okay, so now to finalize it, we're gonna go ahead and do the drums. So let's go ahead and now we're gonna go ahead and do the drums. So I'm gonna just mute a lot of this just so we have something simple to work with. So for the drums, I'm gonna actually put this on another. Here, let's do this. And then pull this here. Just so we can have a clean slate to work with. So for our drums, we're gonna start with a snare. I think starting with a snare for stuff like this is a lot better. So let's go in here and I'm gonna place we could do like a yellow one, okay, for every little part. So, and then well, after I do this, I'll explain the grid situation. And I think this should be good. Then I'm gonna actually do this so that we can see where it's at. All right, so let's use white for like the little drum rolls. So the grid that you'd want to use for this would be like one half step, and I think actually 1/4 would be fine as well. But you would need to chop it. So 1/2 step would be the grid for like your drum rolls. So like if you want to do something like this, you need to play around with that velocity a little bit. So something like this, and then I don't know, maybe right. And this is why 1/4 is good, because it has the spots already. And that's pretty much what you would do. Okay, and it's very robotic right now, but we'll get there. And then just, let's see. Probably turn these down a little bit more. Feel like. And just start adding these in at the end. Stuff like this. Just trying to make sure, because I know it's super small, so start from here. And then I'm just add it manually. Let's do 3 here. So we go back to 1/2 step. And maybe something like this. Let me see. I don't know how I want this to sound, but okay, so that is pretty much what you would do. Now there's going to be an overhaul and you can kind of decide how you want this to be. But for groove, and this is where it's going to get a little weird because it just depends. So what you could do is offset the whole thing, or you could use the groove here, but I like doing it manually. And if you zoom in, all you need to do is do 2 like this. That's perfectly fine. Now the thing is, to get the right groove, you need to offset some of them, like you need to offset some and put some on the grid, and that would take too long. And that's more of just, you would just do that naturally as you add it. So I would take all the yellow ones, which is like the main parts. You could just offset it like 2, and then you could just kind of see from there. Right, and then maybe even these right here, you could kind of offset them a little bit, something like this. And then we're gonna go ahead and copy that here. And then what's gonna make or break this is just the kick. Just kind of just throw the kick in there. And the kick will be kind of the same. And I'll show you what to do for the kick, but let's do 1/4 for this so it's easier to look at. Now for the kick, we're just gonna offset it twice. Right, so you see that? You probably can't, it's so small, but see, 1, 2, boom. That's all we do. Copy it over, and then boom. And that's all you got to do there. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but that's all you got to do. And then we could just do that. So now that's pretty much all we need there. So everything else you could just do like a pattern like this. Honestly, let's do just nothing should really play at the same time like this, right? Kind of just let everything play after one another. So just something like that, and then you could just go from here to here, right? Just play around with it. Like you could just it'll sound good because it's just right, like it literally just made that. So yeah, and then I would edit the velocity a little bit. So like maybe this one you could do like, I don't know, like something like this. And that's pretty much it. So now we'll just play everything all together. Of course, we need to mix it. So as I play it, I'm gonna, of course, mix it and stuff. So. That is how you make an untitled beat. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.